Swords in One Piece can be coated in ornament haki and makes it become a black blade. A sword coated in haki, and so far there has been confirmed 2 black blades in existence. But in the latest chapter has been confirmed that swords can level up through experience in fights and permanently become a black blade. Is Shushui one of those blades that leveled up, or there's something more special to this blade that meets the eye? Roronoa Zoro, the final secret black sword, and the 12 god swordsmen. Hi everyone, Flying Panda. Have you ever had your sword broken before? Not a chip on the blade. If you could control your haki well enough, that sword would never break again. Learn to transform your swords into blades of pure black. When Mihawk explained that swords could be infused with haki, we believe that was why Mihawk's sword was black. Yuro is one of the strongest swords in the world. It's one of the 12 Saijo or Amino swords, and it's a black sword. In the recent chapters, we found out that black blades exist and became that way rather than it was naturally black. We also almost got more answers until Zoro was distracted. From those panels, it shows Zoro also had questions in regards to why the blade was black. Shushui was wielded by the legendary samurai Ryuma. It is prized as a natural treasure of Wano country. Ryuma appeared as a zombie and thriller bark who had been given Brooks' shadow. After his defeat, Ryuma gave the sword to Zoro and said he was satisfied with Zoro as the sword's master. The sword then replaced Zoro's Yubashiri, which was destroyed by the marine captain Shu and Enies Lobby. When he was alive, Ryuma possesses immense physical strength, as the force he applied in the swordsmanship allowed him to cut a copper statue in half and he decapitated an enormous dragon with a single slash. Ryuma was also an extremely fast runner with high endurance, as he could sprint great distances and could jump into land safely from great heights. His physical proneness supplemented with his sword skills allowed him to sustain no injuries during his battles in Monsters, the one-shot manga that Oda created before One Piece. The tale of the fight against the dragon became legendary and was passed down in generations. Even onto the current storyline, people still remember him as the greatest hero of Wano country. With all his battles, he then became known as the Sword God, which may also confirm that he was the first ornament haki user in One Piece so far. Yes, Ryuma is canon. It seems by constantly using ornament haki, the sword first became permanently black, which is another mind-blowing situation in itself. We have seen Zoro using ornament haki and making all his swords black, but it was only temporary. Does this mean that every high-level swords, and this includes the 12 Saijo or Amino grade swords, are black? There are 12 supreme grade swords. These seem to be the highest quality swords. Black blades which were passed down generation on generation, coated in black due to the fights it has been through with master swordsmen. To me, this does make sense, where a sword which is also coated in haki in every fight makes it turn black, in a way where the user's haki is permanently on the sword. Does it mean that Ryuma's haki is still on the sword, and whilst Zoro uses it, is protected by Ryuma's haki? 12 black supreme swords. What do you all think? Yuro, the strongest blade in the world, is black due to the previous owner of the sword. The Shodai Katitsu, which is owned by the Gorosei, must also be black. The Shodai Katitsu is one of the 12 Saijo or Amino grade swords. Like all the Katitsu sword, this one is said to be cursed. I previously thought that cursed swords were made by crazy evil swordsmith and would make the black blade, but that would not make any sense, because why is the other 2 Katitsus are not black? The Katitsu swordsmiths are very skilled, having forged some of the most powerful swords in the world. Each of their blades are cursed and said to eventually kill their wielder. Because of this, it was said that no one would use any Kitsune sword in recent times. Some people were even paranoid that if someone would sell a Kitsune sword and the curse killed the new wielder, it would come back to the seller. However, a person's luck can overcome the blade's curse. This was considered so rare that an armed sword owner who witnessed this was so impressed that he gave away his family heirloom for free to the swordsman. Each of the swords were made by different generations of swordsmiths. With each generation, the swords were weaker than their predecessors. Hope we get more information on cursed swords soon, but we'll talk about that in another video. Now, if we go on to the 12 supreme great swords, I believe all of them are owned by the 12 strongest swordsmen in the world. All with these level up experienced swords, these swordsmen can be counted as a god swordsman of One Piece, barring one of them, and I'm sure you know why. If I was to predict who have these swords, it would be these sword gods. Mihawk with Yoru, and the Gorosei with Shodai Kitsune, which I won't explain much about because you know why. Number 3, Gryphon is a saber wielded by Shanks as his main weapon. When imbued with Haki, was strong enough to block Akinu's magma fist without taking any damage. Number 4, Rai is a Nadachi owned by Shiryu. Shiryu of the Rain was the head jailer of the Imperial Dawn until he was imprisoned for his excessive violence towards the prisoners. To be in a Yonko crew, it only makes sense for him to have a high level sword. This sword I believe to be a cursed sword. Another I believe to be Vista from the Whitebeard Pirates, a famous pirate even Mihawk knows of. Flower Sword Vista, the 5th Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. He's one of the most prominent members of the crew. This I believe that he wields 2 of the supreme swords. I don't need to explain much on this. Number 7, I believe it to be King's sword. King is an all-star of the Beast Pirates and one of Kai's 3 right-hand men, the Disasters. To be based in Wano for so long, I would be surprised if his sword is not a supreme sword. It could also be a curse sword. Is he covered up because of the sword's curse? Number 8, I believe it to be Orochi. Korizumi Orochi is the current shogun of the Wano country and an ally of Kaido, one of the Yonko. Due to his actions and role, he's one of the main antagonists of the Wano country and one of the central antagonists of the Yonko saga. As shogun of the Wano country, Orochi is a supposedly powerful samurai. He uses a sword style known as Orochi Nichiu, literally meaning Orochi 2 sword style. According to the propaganda, he used it to defeat Kozuki Oden and his retainers. He was seen using a katana to try to strike the young girl, Otoku. Due to the legend of Orochi, there was a legendary sword in the tail of the snake. These are the 7 users with 8 blades who are believed to have one of the 12 supreme swords. Sadly, from the manga and anime, the sword mentioned were not black at all, leaving only Yoru's sword to be the only black blade. I almost added Cavendish because his sword is indeed famous as well, but I don't think it's a supreme sword. Now, to the point of Zoro's Sushui, I believe it to be one of the supreme swords, not one of the 21 Wazumano great swords. It's not in the known 12 supreme swords, but a 13th. I believe to Wano being so isolated to the world, when Shushu was buried in Ryuma, no one really knew of his existence besides from the legends of Wano. Therefore, Zoro already possesses one of the legendary swords, the 13th one. A strong statement for myself, I know. Anyways, with his other swords, can he too level them up, making them black blades? To end off, this links to an old theory which was released over a year ago, written by legendary anime. It was surprising to find out that the katana Sushui turned into a dark blade, which implies it was once what you might call it a light blade. This now raises the question whether other dark blades such as Mihawk's dark blade was once light, or has it always been dark? But we, for now, have more pressing matters to discuss today. In the previous theory we mentioned that Zoro will acquire a new sword, one that is both light and dark, which would also result in a balance between his katana and ultimately balance his soul. Basically, his soul haki will be perfect balance with light and dark representing yin and yang. Thus his asura will evolve from demon to god. For more on this idea, check out the former video. Our idea was that Zoro would lose one of his dark swords and replace it with a new sword, one that is balanced between light and dark. However, today's chapter has opened a new possibility and one we are quite excited about. Learning that Shui turns into a dark blade opens the possibility that it could also return to a light blade. However, not fully. Should Zoro learn or gain the ability to revert Shui back into a light blade, he likely would be able to turn it back, which will result in becoming half light and dark. The Yin and Yang blade. We're excited nevertheless to see where Oda goes with this idea with Shui, and hopefully this will lead to our old theory becoming true. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Please leave comments down below. Please click like, and if you haven't, please subscribe to Flying Panda and join our Discord.